Hello, everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Camille Craft. I'm the owner and creator of Vital Mystic, and this is our Astro Energy Forecast for the upcoming week. We have a very important time, especially today. So I'm going to give you a few tips on what to do this week, what to be aware of in the coming weeks until about equinox, and then hello, welcome in, and all of those beautiful things. So again, these are about 30 minutes long. I try to move through the transits as quickly as possible. If you can't stay for the whole thing, we always post them up on the platform for you guys to listen to when you're driving in the car or walking or whatever it is. So, with that said, we are initiating this week. As you know, you've probably seen it all over the internet. Today is the first eclipse in Aquarius. It initiates or is the first lunar new year of the fire horse year. And we also have Venus rising back into evening star, and she's also exalted in Pisces. So with that said, all of these pieces are really coming together to weave a new story. And I'm going to talk about a little bit what that means and kind of the initiations that happen typically during eclipse portals. So a lot of times when we align with whatever that highest timeline is for us, oftentimes when we say, okay, you know what, I'm all in, I'm ready to be transformed, I'm ready to align with whatever that highest timeline, wealthiest timeline, those things that are calling me forward. One of the first things that happens is some form of trigger or echo from the past. And the reason why it does that is saying, okay, if you're really ready for those results, those different things that you're calling into your life, you are going to have to literally act out your sovereignty with the things around you. And that's what eclipse season does. It's how you choose to respond from this moment. So on this day during the Aquarius eclipse, I'm just going to go over a little bit of the astrology. Sun is squaring Uranus. Okay. This is about reclaiming your worth. This is about, okay, what is that idea that I have? Where does it ruffle feathers with others or what we've been told is possible, whether that's internally or externally. Again, I always have to say this every single time I've been really close to success, people always project on me. It is 100% has happened every single time, whether that's somebody from, I don't know, whether that's somebody from, people that I do know who think that my ideas are crazy or whatever it is. Listen to your intuition. It's going to go far faster, and also be way more clear because there are specific doors that are opening right now that if you are listening, when you say yes to them, they will accelerate you. Doesn't mean that things will not come to you if you don't say yes. It means that things that are naturally going to be yours will come to you. It might just be a longer road of getting there. But because the eclipse portals hold these all timelines, all availability, all possibilities, you have the ability right now to choose now versus 3 years from now, right? And so I'm an incredible example of this. When 3.5 years ago, right before an eclipse portal, I got the intuitive nudge to shut down my physical product line and go all in on creating a digital platform and coaching business. Did not know how to fucking do that. I followed that guidance and I created my first 10K week and my first 50K month within 6 months. And now I've created a business, a 7-figure business. Had I not jumped in that moment, I would not have seen those results. And that's the reason why I'm saying that is because literally everybody around me was like, that's a terrible idea. Why would you shut your physical product line down? You're just getting traction, all this stuff. And I had to listen to my intuition. So that's what I'm saying here for you is that it doesn't matter what's occurring around you or what you've seen as possible. It's very important to listen to that courageous yes within you and allow for yourself to move from that space of sovereignty because you come into the full space of trust of who you are and what you're creating. There's something that the universe is trying to guide you towards, right? A lot of times it probably will bring up resistance or it will bring up fear or it will bring up old memories or echoes or projections, and you watch yourself like acting out the same shit with different people, right? That's the energy of this time. And so it's not there to punish you. It's actually taking things out of your pathway so that you can open that beautiful fiery trajectory of accelerated growth, right? And so when we come into that essence of accelerated growth and why today is such an important day to tell a new story, it's the first eclipse in Aquarius. We're going to have eclipses for in Aquarius and Leo for the next 2.5 years. So think about that. Where am I going to be? And also, Fire Horse Year is initiating a new 9-year cycle. Where do I want to be in 9 years from now? Where do I want to be in 3 years from now? How can I allow myself to move from the results that are already mine, right? And from that space. So again, Moon is going to be conjunct Venus. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Mercury is conjunct Venus this week. Mercury is also trine Jupiter retrograde in Cancer. These are literally all in water. Water is about intuition. It is about alignment. It is about saying yes to the dream before everything is secure around you, right? And allowing, you always know you're moving in the right direction if it scares the shit out of you or somebody projects on you or something tries to like control you from doing it, right? Because ultimately that is, you're holding so much power and you're holding this essence of, I'll wait for this to come back. If it comes back. Let's see if we can. We can. Nope. Okay. Well, we have an internet issue. So I don't know if we're going to be able to oh, there we go. Now we're back. Okay. So with again, it's eclipse season. So with that said, these quantum leaps or intuitive things come to you through dreams. They come through to you through nudges, right? They are quiet. And when we are in such a busy world, it's so easy to get distracted and like, oh, I have to make all these things happen. But my encouragement for you is to come. This is why ritual is so important right now and why it's really important to do release work. Because what's going to happen is it's going to kick up, like eclipses kick up all the things from the sediment of the bottom, right? And then it brings it all up for us to look at, and we can decide how we want to move in that space of our sovereignty. And if we can hold the level of our power and our knowing in ourselves while all of that chaos is around us, what begins to happen is you begin not to be like kicked up in the storm and acting it all out, but you start to become the eye of the storm. What happens when you become the eye of the storm is you become a conduit. You attract things to you. You create your own vortex. And that is what pulls opportunities to you. That's what pulls clients to you. That's what pulls things that don't make sense. That's how I've scaled my business very quickly. So this time, even if it's just an intention, even if it's just a thing that you initiate today, do it today. And the reason why is because it's going to open up a door, but it depends on your action and it depends on your willingness to say yes, right? And so as we get even more into the eclipse portal, we also have a Mercury retrograde in Pisces, right? So right now, all of this energy is saying, okay, like remember that you are already worthy of what you desire. You don't have to ask for permission by doing an external action unless it's the aligned action, right? Whenever we get it like in our minds around, oh, well, I have to do all these things before I do this, or it has to be perfect, or blah, blah, blah. Go into ritual, tune in, and just ask yourself, like, what is the highest, most optimal path for me? And what is the most aligned action for me to say courageously yes to the desire or vision that is calling me forward? And I'm going to guarantee you, you're going to have resistance around it. It's going to strike some form of fear. Someone's going to project on you or something else. Because what's happening is that you're actually recalibrating your identity in real time. You do not calibrate your identity by avoiding what is difficult. You calibrate your identity saying, yes, I see you, and I'm going to lean in and get louder. Yes, I see you and I hear you, and I'm going to lean in and hold that space of my sovereignty. And the way that I always see this time is like you're holding a drum beat, right? Think about like, or like you're tending a fire, right? And if you've ever been a sacred ceremony, one of the most important jobs are the people who tend the fires, who tend the fire of the light. And when you tend a fire and it grows very big, more and more people can gather around it. And that's the energy of this time, right? right? And so a lot of our desires are actually, they're not created in a vacuum. Even if you have a desire of having a lot of wealth, or you have a desire of falling in love, your journey and your transformation is going to ripple out and impact others, right? It is going by you saying yes, people are going to see, whoa, she did it. Maybe I can do it too. Or, oh, wow, she has all this wealth. Maybe she can spread it, right? And those, like, think about how positive energy is created in that way. More fire and more joy is placed on the planet. So with that said, write that story today. Take the action today. Even if it's imperfect, even if you don't know how you're going to get there, even if all the resistance or all the projections, whatever it is, write it down, receive, like write it down, be clear with what you're ready to receive, be clear that you're aligning with your highest, most optimal timeline, your wealthiest timeline, and let everything that is not truly yours fall away. That's all you got to do. Okay, so that is the initiation of what's happening. The second piece I'm going to talk about, the reason why this is very connected to wealth, is because the moon is conjunct Venus. Venus is coming up from the underworld. She's been like going all into all her shadows around shame and worth and visibility and all those things. And now she's coming up as evening star with all of that beautiful kind of, amazing like intuition and alignment. And Venus rules wealth and love. When we think about our worth, right? Oop, now we're paused again. Hopefully it'll come back. We're going to keep going. Let's see. We may have to. Let's try this again. Let's see if it catches up. Okay, now we're back. When Venus rules our worth, right? We act out our worth with our relationships. We act out our worth with our money, right? I want you to think about all those ways that we might be holding back what we truly know, what we want, and what we desire, right? And maybe not advocating for it. So I want you to think about, what is a new wealth story that I'm going to tell? The way that I am cherished in my relationships, the way that, whether it's, partnerships or collaborations or clients or any of those things, like, what is that new wealth story? What is the story that how you're enacting in those people's lives, right? The second piece is also, what is my new wealth story with money? What is my new wealth story with my power? What is my new wealth story with the way that I view myself, right? And so as Venus comes up, she's exalted. Exalted is the highest state, the most flowing state that Venus can be in, right? And it's about reclaiming that throne, that energy of who you are, not because somebody gave you some title or some permission somewhere to be something, because you know what you are deep down, and you allow yourself to move from that deep knowing and that courageous yes. And the reason why right now it's very important is because it's going to kick up stuff from the past, and we get to choose again. We get to rewrite the story in real time, and we get to say, oh, I see that. Now I'm going to take a second, clear what brings up inside of me, and then I'm going to respond differently. Because when I respond differently, different outcomes can come into my life. And that's literally how you quantum leap. It's about using everything that's in front of you as a divine mirror so that you can allow for yourself to pull in those things much faster, which is ultimately what your destiny is already meant to be. So, with that said, we have all of that energy kicking up. We have Mercury going retrograde next week on the 25th. So, until about equinox, this is going to be bringing up opportunities for you to really trust your intuition, really trust that inner guidance, really trust that ability. And all the times that I did not listen to that did not go very well. When I started to actually listen to it, it actually opened doors, but it doesn't mean that it was always easy for me, because I'm in a moment like that right now. It's like, I got the guidance to start a new business. I'm like, why would I fucking start a new business right now? That's so much work, right? And so, but we're going to do it, right? And there's all this resistance, all this resistance, all this resistance. The more resistance I hold around something, the more successful it's going to be. I've seen it a million times. And it's the same thing. It's like, we don't there's a new thing that's calling you forward. If you have resistance around it, it just means your subconscious stuff is coming up around like, oh, well, how is this going to happen? Right. But because your subconscious stuff is coming up, that means that we're rewiring the subconscious in real time. And you're about to watch yourself move in a different way. And then you're about to create new results and you're about to show other people that it's possible too. The second part of the week, we have a really powerful conjunction, the Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries. This is really important. So this conjunction's been kind of going on, like it's been happening, right? It's been happening for about like the last week or so. It's been gearing up to this moment, but it peaks on the 20th. And so this is about action. Aries is a sign of action, but it's not like action like I'm just doing blindly and hoping it works out. It's like that aligned action that literally comes from the higher planes, right? Neptune in Aries, conduit. Oh, literally there's thunder right now. Like being a conduit of divine action, right? Being a conduit in that motion, being the ripple effect. That is what this means, right? So Saturn conjunct Neptune, it will not allow you to settle in places you are literally not allowed to settle anymore. You have to claim your power and see how powerful you are. Otherwise, the universe will orchestrate opportunities for you to see it. Right. And what I mean by that is giving you many opportunities for growth. But on this day of the conjunction, I want you to be clear with what am I going to allow myself to receive? What am I going to allow myself to receive? And how can I allow myself to take the courageous and brave step that ripples around me like God fucking sent me? That's it. That's literally like, that's the rumbling of the freaking thunder. It's like, that's the level of power that you have. And so I always talk about this during this time because it's like when we're unaware of our power and we're unaware of astrology, we're like puppets on a string. Like, what the fuck is happening? Why am I losing my job? Why is all this shit happening? And instead, it's like, oh, this is happening for me. Every level of my success was created first by having some form of tower moment or thing or whatever it was, because I wasn't listening before. Right. And so during this moment on the 20th, that is your moment to claim your personal power because Neptune, that's a long-term cycle, Saturn, 3 years, right? This is like big energy. And Saturn is like, you need to build structure around what the universe is calling you to do, whether that's big or small, whether that's just changing your career, whether that's going towards a dream, whatever it is, allow yourself to move from that place of sovereignty and power because it will ripple and open doors faster than you can say magic. I swear to you. So the last thing I'm going to say is the 21st, we have Moon conjunct Chiron. This is your healing day. Okay, we get in there, we get brave, we do the action, we do the steps, we allow for ourselves to be transformed, we release what is not truly ours. And then Moon conjunct Chiron in Aries, we heal the wounds around our identity so that we can allow for ourselves to really see who we are. Right. And so that's going to be the 21st. We want to make sure that we are clearing wounds around our identity and our personal power. There's the thunder again. I swear to God, whenever I do classes, there's like an earthquake or thunder or freaking branch falls or something like that. So this is obviously a very important message. So it's very important for us to do the healing work because we've seen, right? We've seen really good people taken down. We've seen different things. Like we've heard about the stories, but it's literally like the witches, the gifted, the mystics have to come out and be seen. They have to come out and be heard, right? However, and whatever that means to you, we have to clear the wounds around of our identity and not seeing ourselves as powerful or being able to create those results in our lives or other people's lives. So whatever we're avoiding, we're going to allow ourselves to take that internal power, that fear that's coming up, and then we're going to move through it, right? We're going to take that one action and we're going to heal, allow ourselves to receive that healing. And then on the 22nd, okay, 22nd, Venus trines Jupiter. Very fucking important day, okay? Mars sextile Chiron, very important. The only way that we alchemize our wounds from the past, from our ancestry, from our generations, is that we see the level of freedom that we can change now, right? And we take that power and everybody who lived before us, and we allow for that to ripple around us. Remember, they always say that you are your ancestors' prayer, right? Think about how we can move from that, how we can move from that space, right? And the ability that we have in this moment to shift things. So, with that said, when Venus trines Jupiter, incredible day for wealth. But this is not the type of wealth I have to go out and get it. This is like, I'm going to sit back, allow myself to receive and clear, and allow for it to come to me, right? Because what is truly mine will come to me. And anything that's not truly mine is being cleared in this moment, right? So, however, I can keep clearing and keep receiving in that moment, you're going to accelerate. Make sure you take the aligned action, even if it scares you. Next week, again, Mercury retrograde. So, just for context, the last time I led a ritual series, it was during Mercury retrograde last year. It was called Transcendence. Bunch of my clients, a lot of people will not talk about this in astrology, but if you know how to work with eclipses and retrogrades, you are going to move much faster than any form of manifestation portal. And the reason why is because the results are already inside of you. Your destiny is already there. Your success is already there. It is just taking out and clearing all the beliefs, all the stuff, all the things that we've been put on, our mask, or things that we were told to do or be, or whatever it is, or what we've seen, or blah, blah, or the beliefs or things like that. It's just clearing that out and allowing yourself to say yes. That's how simple it is. And the reason why people move very quickly during these retrogrades, I had a client create a $200,000 day because she committed to the ritual series. That didn't come because she was doing something. That came because she got real clear with herself about what she was available for, and then she acted on it, right? And so that's the power of what can come through the retrogrades. While everything is up in chaos, you hold that drumbeat. You hold the center of the eye of the storm. You decide how that energy moves around you, right? We're not victims. We're not puppets. We are conduits of great transformation and change. And when we can allow for ourselves to courageously say yes, that is going to ripple like the thunder so loud out in the universe around us. And it's going to take stuff that's really not for you, and it's going to call the right things in like this. So with that said, please focus on release work. All right. Rewrite your identity in real time. If I wove a magic wand right now, what is your biggest wish or desire? What if we didn't even think about the how? And then I want you to think about what that is and what you're achieving. You can do within the next year, you can do in the next 3 years, you can do in the next 9 years, whatever feels best for you. But I want you to go into that identity, then reverse engineer it from here, right? Act as the identity who already has the result. And I guarantee you the way that you're moving in your life will be very different. What you're settling for, or what you're moving through, or what you're entertaining, very different. Even if this thing is not on board, this will be, right? And so when you come into the eclipse portal, we want to focus on that release work. We're going to let go of everything that is not true, which is anything that is less than love is not true. Anything that is not less than love is not true. Okay. So again, making sure that you're aligning with that peace and that courageous action during this time, whatever that is. Maybe that courageous action is just taking a break. Maybe that courageous action is stepping back. Maybe that courageous action is just going into ritual. Whatever it is, just take some time to listen and see what is there for you. And if you want to join us in the ritual series that we're doing under this eclipse portal to help you come into that identity, you can comment yes on any of our posts or stories. We will close the doors today. So with that said, I'm wishing you guys an incredible and powerful 2 weeks. Remember, you are the eye of the storm. That is all you need to know. You are the eye of the storm. If something pops up, ask yourself, what belief am I holding about this? Where was this belief first implanted in me? How can I clear it? And then you respond differently. That is the magical ingredient. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a wonderful day.